The following episode contains scenes that some listeners may find disturbing. For a full list of content warnings, consult the show notes.
John 4:23 has, "But the hour cometh, and now is." And there is a similar concept in Abrahamic texts. Then, in 1818, Scott used, "The hours come, but not the man." So, the Arthurian connection came through. But now we have the full saying. The saying that overtook the saying that was, "Prithee the opportunity to come the man." Relevant in all things now is, "Cometh the hour, cometh the man."
Was that Councilman Grace?
Probably still is. It's probably some sort of tulpa. Or like a simulacrum. Or I've killed, despite God's greatest agent on this planet.
What does any of that mean?
It means I shouldn't have a gun.
Agreed. How did you have a gun?
Montius Priestley gave it to me.
I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
Kane jumps over the counter in an awkward sliding motion. Nowhere near as fluid as he had hoped. The smell of black powder was there, and then the gun was gone, and the body was gone, and the blood was there, and then gone. Bloody hell, I hate this tedious veil magic.
Quick, follow me!
Okay, woo! Yay! Let's do it! Come on! Come on! Where are we going? Over here?
Mr. Reese, party, Mr. Reese, ghosts. We don't do ghost things.
I feel slightly embarrassed saying woo yay, but this was a nice normal thing, following Kane. We cut a swathe of grey coats and clicking dealer boots across a crowded square. Kane pushed through the door shoulder first, his coattails at my chest. I was at his heels, ready to get to the bottom of all... Oh, blinking, bleary, bright. Kane was gone. Tedious veil magic. I looked back into the Flying Horse Cafe and saw nothing. The chairs were still on their tables. Twomy St Dunstan was starting to really make me worry about my relationship between action and consequence. I'm sure someone out there was hurting for real. I found a menu. It was for the Balti King, which I remembered from somewhere. Tuna? I don't know. It was somewhere here. Twomy St Dunstan. Postcode? Cool. It says 4 p.m. and it says LK. Right, it's 7 a.m. God damn it.
Kane and Fields.
Day Trippers. Episode 3. Where?
A Ranon has a nice UI. Could be cleaner, but it's pretty. Had everything I need for the feed, at least. Since the old bint downstairs died, I can smoke in my room. I light up and make an account. Res, all caps, is available, so that's easy. Channel tab, private room tab, search bar, social media integration. Yeah, this is a fine site. Top streams right now are some dude called Miss Catonic doing Rubik's Cube in a big heap. Zardoc 234 doing some sort of mythic clone. Getting like 2 to 4k for puzzle games is decent for anywhere on the internet, especially for some special niche site I've never seen. I get 2 messages in my PM box. One is a bot welcome from around on the site, telling me to review the rules and agreements. The other is from a user called Nalahotep44. He must have something running to automatically welcome new accounts, so that's nice, I guess. I'm not going live tonight. Maybe this weekend. I keep having a nightmare in which the fibre optics we've been working on, programs to help for the telecoms, is stretched out in front of me. It's not a series of lines and channels. It's not a railway. It's a web. Asymmetrical and covered in dew like a real web, drawn between 2 posts in a misty morning, spreading out as far as I can see. The scary thing is, they're like a real web. The vibration is information, moving to and fro, communicating to some spider. It makes me sad, because I know it's my bankrupt mind making sense of the internet. But I'm waiting to see the spider. Not the spider that built the web, but the spider that feeds from it. Because the way the web moves, it's called being a predator.
When working with local ingredients, you have to follow the flavour. Is it sharp? Is it sweet? Is it spicy? Does it remind you of home? Of the sea? Of the sand or waves? Do you taste blood? Do you taste honey? Once these questions are answered, add and adjust until you have something that taps each taste bud. Something that would make Mum proud.
The Balti King. A fixed place with a terrible menu. Fixed in space and time, not on a ley line or on a parallel. There was a curry house here. It's still here. Amazing. The Pegasus vibrates, but the Balti King. The Balti King, with its mozzarella zag, its butter burger, which is actually butter chicken with beef, served with cheese sauce and chips. I actually think that the menu is a sigil that John Dee would find too complicated. I think perhaps Rasputin himself invented half of these. When Isaac Newton poked his eye with a needle, the image he saw was the Balti King menu. I sit in. I look at the lunch menu. I have a soda. At this point, something occurs. The Balti King is set, but I am not. I better try to get everything out as quickly as possible.
Kane.
Fields?
Are we ever going to use our real names again?
I see no need. In fact, forget you had one. Now that we've been caught once, this is the one. I've been using mine since college, and others. 10 names each. 20. Names have power. Ask any demon.
So what have you scoped out in this weird town?
This town is in a temporal time-space that is siphoning the emotional energy into the water, like the Void did to Alice, but on a grand magic scale. It exists in a matter of matters. A demon held by tongs by the tongue.
That's all?
But what about the girl who thinks she's a princess that parasitically sucks the love from the world around her? Maybe she came first. Maybe the town did. Maybe.
So come on, Bud, what's the solution?
The sea. The sea. The sea is severing the logic. The mirror of those souls are the connection. Large bodies.
What happened to you?
It's all in me, Brutus. It's all in me. It's all in me. It's fractured and mirrored and fractured and mirrored, but I kept it.
When working with local ingredients, you have to follow the flavour. Is it sharp? Is it sweet? Is it spicy? Does it remind you of home, of the sea, of the sand or waves? Do you taste blood? Do you taste honey? Once these questions are answered, add and adjust until you have something that taps each taste bud. Something that will make Mum proud.
The Balti King is set. But I am not. I better try and get out everything as quickly as possible.
Kane?
Fields?
Are we ever going to... Sorry. Are we ever going to use our real names again?
I don't know what mine is. Daniel? Something biblical. Or are you Daniel?
So what have you scoped out in this weird town?
The town? It's fine. It's just tired.
That's all? But what about
the feeling of ennui? That's just... I don't know, the recession. Like this curry house. It's open all night to make those pounds they should be earning for this hard work.
So come on, Bud. What's the solution?
Well, if we can canvass properly before the next election, there's historically been some chance of changing the MP in this borough. I don't know if there's anything magical.
What happened to you?
I'm on a course of medication for the damage I've done to my brain. I'm a lot happier now, but I can't think the way I used to. I think the old things I used to do were hurting my brain chemistry.
I went to a party with a fast food girl and her friends. I felt like a bit of a pariah standing in the kitchen, hair pulled in a braid around my temple, maroon ankle-length skirt, and gold thorn-patterned blouse. As the 724 pulled past the hedgerows on its way to Lytham, I concluded that I would have trains in my kingdom. Although I would be princess, I'd be Princess Regent, since as far as I can remember, my parents haven't been around. The more I thought about it, the more I worried. On Tuesday, I stood at the phone in the shop and just stared at it, trying to remember my home phone number, trying to remember my parents' names. I remembered a farm and a hedgerow. As I stood in a kitchen like this, my flight of fantasy turning into a panic attack. Trains and kingdoms to orphans and nightmares. At that point, a boy with brown hair and stubble put his hand on my shoulder.
The Balti King is set, but I am not. I better try to get everything out as quickly as possible.
Kane?
Fields.
I am the Yawning Man. I am the sleepless man. I stand on guard with tongs in hand. Woe, Deauville! I saw you coming a mile away. I saw you coming a day away. I saw you in the streets, clutching at the fine silken fabrics of souls, your strings moving with grace and trickery. As a child I saw it all. But I knew you were weak and arrogant and foolhardy, a common thick bully. And I knew there was nothing to you, a tale and a mask and a frightening story, until one day I awoke and I had seen you had attached the first string, holding on firmly and pulling me astray. And on that day I joined the faith, and on that day I joined the church, and on that day I learned to smith, and on that day I forged a blade, silvered as to cut through your threads, and as I toiled in dead of night I made a vow. You have no business in this land, you have no business in this parish, while I have my tongs in hand, while I am the sleepless man, while I am the Yawning Man.
Hello, my darling. What can I get you?
Nothing yet. I'm sort of waiting on those two.
Yes. They've been here a while now. Can I get you anything while you wait? Biryani cocktail? Broccoli bhaji?
Yeah. Can I get the half tandoori chicken?
Excellent choice. And to drink?
Surprise me.
The Balti King is set, but I am not. I better try to get everything out as quickly as possible.
Kane?
Field?
Are we ever going to use our real names again?
Maybe we should, now that the government and the church know these ones. We should at least change aliases. I can work on a rubric they won't understand the pattern of.
So, what have you scoped out about this weird town?
God, this town. I tried to leave. I tried to run. But I get pulled back in weird angles. Physically. Mentally. I've tried some extreme ways to escape. Things I'm not proud of, but the morning sun resets what I do. I have a protection sigil set up in my room.
That's all? What about?
The spiders. The endless chattering. Predators swarming. Down the phone lines. I've seen them once or twice. They're predators, but they're carrion scavengers. They're waiting for a sacrifice. Someone is being pushed into the spider web to be eaten.
So come on, bud. What's the solution?
Run or hide? We've done too much. I've ruined this plane of existence with my meddling. I thought I was fighting the other side, but instead I was just... I just rang their doorbell. Now, they have answered.
What happened to you?
Are you not listening to me? Run! Hide!
Pudding and sweets. Oranges whole. Soak oranges for 24 hours, then boil until tender. Cut a hole in the top and take out all the pulp and pits. Make a syrup, allowing 1 ounce of sugar for each orange. Put the pulp in the syrup and fill the oranges with it. Decorate with glacé cherries, angelica, or split almonds. Nothing. Not a comment. Not a compliment. A dish that spits in the face of nature, and I can't even get a wow out of these carcasses.
When working with local ingredients, you have to follow the flavour. Is it sharp? Is it sweet? Is it spicy? Does it remind you of home, of the sea, of the sand or waves? Do you taste blood? Do you taste honey? Once these questions are answered, add and adjust until you have something that taps each taste bud. Something that will make Mum proud.
The Balti King is set, but Kane is not. I better try to get anything out as quickly as possible.
Kane.
Feels.
Hana. What? Are we ever going to use our real names again?
I thought those were your real names.
Okay, alright, so what have you scoped out then about this weird town?
Well, something is pulling everyone to a very specific point in the sea, just under a mile off the coastline of this place.
That's it. That's it. But what about...
No, honestly, that's it. Everything is heading towards it. Even the weird bin man thing. And with the cowboy, all other actions are just thrashing against the currents. The mental strain must be traumatic.
Oh, so... Come on, bud, what's the solution?
I think we need to arrange the key players, those with the most energy, and send them out there to meet what the magnet is. If we follow one of Kane's Anknaman Foktur patterns, we'll be safe from everything but a sea storm, and I think I can protect us from that with the right kind of chalk.
What happened to you?
When I saw through the everything, when I fell down, I think I realise now what happened. The spinal fluid in my back encased my brain in the cerebral solution needed for magic, I think. When Kane cast his Libertina spell on me, it either kept the fluid or gave me some of his magic? I don't know that part for sure. I have a grand library now of my mind, but sadly, no index systems. Since the dawn of time and the beginning of the other world crashing into ours, the terrestrial physical side has needed certain archetypes. Two of the minor arcana of this cosmology are the rock and the shaman, a grounding point, and a man without ground. I think I've been option selected. I'm the backup shaman, maybe by accident.
Wow. Okay.
So Twomy is moving, constantly. It shifts through dimensions and produces tedious veil magic. The Balti King is fixed in place. I think Madame Blavatsky made the short order list. I don't know if the shaman thing is locked in place, though.
So what does that mean?
It means that I might not get to see this one through. I might not even really be here. It's probably the tedious veil magic.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because I'm not a detective, an investigator. I can't do the stuff that needs doing. So the Balti King is one thing, and somehow I was there when you handed the sugar and the statue.
There's a statue?
Shh, you'll know the one. It's all locations. I think it's all location-based. I think. I hope. We're working it out. You guys need a checklist.
You guys?
Oh yeah. The spinal fluid option select thing. It's going to coalesce these last 7 minutes. We're going to get one Kane for one you, and you won't get the flying horse thing. But if you hear the noise... They're attempting a reset for the town.
How do you know all this? How did you make that noise?
I'm going to get really good at this. Conduit of the narrative of the universe. Okay, let's go. We need to leave the curry house now before 8 p.m.
I've got 4 p.m. here.
Yeah, you did. But that was the original 4 p.m. This is the 7:56. Don't worry, it all makes sense eventually.
Okay.
Quick. You two need to get the answers this time.
Okay.
And
okay.
Feels?
Yeah, Hannah.
Do better than you did with my case.
No promises.
Let's see it this time.
Hey, Luce, how'd that go?
Really bad. I think there's still many of me.
Is it weird that I knew that?
Twomy St Dunstan needs a full investigation.
This whole thing feels like being in the tree roots with Alice.
Yes, but yes, let us see it this time. Did I did I give you this?
No, yeah, we did that. We just did that.
Okay.
Through there.
Oh, okay.
I came from there.
Yes, okay. Here it comes. A purple light rises out of the ocean. You can see it beneath the wave. You can see it hit the shore. You can see it follow the overhead wires, bounce between the insulated electrics, light off every windowsill, split and spill and roll like a wave. Nestling in the soil of Twomy St Dunstan. And it sounds like this.
You've been listening to Kane and Fields, Day Trippers. The cast in order of appearance was Jack Fitzpatrick, Oliver Morris, George Ofori-Addo, Karim Kronfli, Beth Eyre, Mean Mark Waylett, Greta Clarkson, Ali Cambell. The show was written by Jack Fitzpatrick and Oliver Morris, directed by Jude Hodgson Hann, with compositions from Oliver Morris. The production and sound design were by Jude Hodgson Hann and Oliver Morris. If you crave updates, fan art, and general musings from the Kane and Fields fandom, you can follow us on Twitter and Tumblr at Kane and Fields, all lowercase, one word. If you prefer your engagement in a slightly more parasocial vein, you can subscribe to us on our Patreon, where you can hear Jack Fitzpatrick rave about Bloodborne, or ghosts in our hometowns on the Jack Fitzpatrick Research Half Hour, as well as joining our Patreon Discord, which includes commuter tips, occasional streams, and sardonic comments from the creators. This program was a Skadi Symphony production.